Hello, my name is Beverly Sartain, and I am the owner of Recovery Life Management. I am a recovery life coach, and I wanted to share a little bit about my story with you today. So, almost 10 years ago, I got sober. I was using substances, alcohol, and drugs. I had mismanaged mental health, and I had unresolved trauma issues. And most people go to Alcoholics Anonymous or they go into an inpatient treatment facility. However, that was not my path. And so it's important to me to share my story with people so that if someone is struggling with regular modalities, that they know there is a different way. There are alternatives. I myself ended up going to therapy. And while I was in therapy, made the decision to stop using substances. I did at that time start to take medication to manage my anxiety and depression. And then about 6 months later, I started a master's degree program at the University of Santa Monica, where I learned spiritual psychology. And I learned spiritual tools and techniques that supported me in resolving what was unresolved inside of me. Some of my favorite tools included taking responsibility for myself. I had a really hard time taking responsibility for myself. I was really quick to point the finger at my past and my childhood and other people. And part of my recovery process became about owning my stuff and acknowledging that I was responsible for how my life was in this moment. And that was really empowering for me. Another tool that was really helpful for me was self-forgiveness. So I learned a very deep process of how to forgive myself for the misinterpretation and the misunderstandings of my past that I was continuing to carry forth with me. So I was really moving from this victim consciousness to a creator consciousness. And another one of my favorite skills was self-compassion. I had no compassion for myself. There was a lot of self-hatred and self-loathing. It was really hard for me to even look at myself in the mirror because there was so much disgust towards myself. And I quickly learned that I had a lot of compassion and empathy for other people. I just didn't know how to give it to myself. So it was good to know that I could give it to other people. It was just learning for me to learn how to give it to myself. So there was tons of skills and techniques that I learned there. I really learned how to observe myself. I learned how to bring awareness to my own reactions and not just react to things and say it was because of other people or other events. I really learned to use my life experiences to go inward and question why I was reacting a certain way, what was getting bumped into. And that's how I learned my unresolved issues. And so I share this with you today because spiritual tools and techniques can be incredibly powerful. I have never relapsed, and it's been almost 10 years since I got sober. So the skills that I learned created a really deep healing for me. I wasn't just putting a Band-Aid on something. I wasn't just not drinking anymore. I was really going to the root and the cause of the issue, which was inside of me. And by doing this, I started to have a really good relationship with myself. And I wanted to respect myself. I wanted to treat myself better. And by having a connection with myself, I started to have a connection with what I call higher self. And that connection is something I have continued to cultivate over the years. And now it's turned into a really strong intuition. And now I support other people who are going through recovery from substance abuse or mental health or trauma. And so if that is you and you are curious about how spiritual tools could be used to support you in your process, please sign up below and I'd be happy to do a 45-minute discovery session with you where you can kind of see what coaching is like. You can kind of see like what the spiritual tools and techniques are like and see if it's something that could support you right now. Thank you so much for listening to my story, and I just want to share with you that there are many paths to healing and to be open to that. If something is not working for you, make sure you try it out to the fullest and then look for other things that are supportive to you. If there's anything I can do for you, if there's a resource or referral, I'm happy to provide it. Please reach out to me. My number is 619-567-9896, and visit my website, www.recoverylifemanagement.com. Have a beautiful day.